staff to prepare the PFA loan application package for the wastewater treatment plant upgrade project.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Robertson, second by Mr. Hansi. Any comment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Move on to number 3, authorize BDM to work with staff and 2 council members to work with the City of Rushford Village to prepare a revised service agreement.
You talking about redoing the entire agreement that
Well-
covers South Rushford?
Yes and no. You have to have part of this for the PFA package because the village is involved in payment of part of this upgrade. And then you have the issue of the contract being up soon, so we're trying to roll it into one to get the ball rolling. So you'll need to appoint 2 council members.
Do we need to figure out 2 council members and put them into motion too?
I don't know if that's
Rather than figure it out later?
Yeah, I think we can do that later.
We're here, we can figure it out now, as far as I'm concerned.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to do it at another meeting, and
Right.
I'm not sure, when, did he say, Jeff, when he wanted to try to get together with?
Well, because the way this is set up, they're gonna wanna start right away for bid opening, so you have to have that conversation started before February 10th, 2011. You have to start meeting with those people.
Are we gonna get this new service agreement with the village done by February 28th?
Well, I doubt that.
Just saying.
Well,
And what
we
happens,
still
Jeff,
have an
if
agreement,
we
though.
don't get it, if we don't have it in
You've
ironclad in place at
You've
28th?
actually got a couple of years, we just need to
Yeah,
make sure.
was it
yeah.
2014?
Yes, you have to
Yeah.
have that done by then, but we wanna make sure that all the negotiations are done and the fee set, so we need to start paying back PFA right away. Once this project goes, we take that money, we have to start setting aside immediately to help pay that back, so you need that in place.
We need the cost sharing
Yes,
for this project, but not the new agreement.
the new agreement, you have 2 years to finish.
Yeah.
Well, 3.
Somebody else's problem.
It's ours now, Ted. What's the council's pleasure?
I think there are other issues issues you need to deal with in that contract too, as far
Yeah.
as,
Loading and things like
penalties and,
You're talking about the overall contract.
the overall contract, the language, the things that they're supposed to do, and
That was a lousy contract right from the start.
I would be willing to serve on that committee to work on that service agreement. If somebody else would want to join me.
I will volunteer.
Motion to approve item 3 with 2 names just mentioned.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Robertson, second by Mr. Hansi. Any discussion? All in favor of the agreement say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
the force be with you.
Always.
It'll be
Always.
fun.
I think it's gonna go great.
Positive thinking.
That's right. Let's move on to 8I, consideration of approving use of sentence to serve labor for light construction work on the interior of the community center building. F&L Management will continue to serve as a general contractor on the behalf of the city building and will enter into an arrangement to reimburse the cost of materials used during this phase of construction. Such approval allows work to continue on the building over the winter months while awaiting final financing arrangements with F&L for the hotel and community center project. STS foreman and crew has experience on similar building projects and will adhere to all building code and inspection requirements. Mr. Copley, please come forward. This was Mr. Copley's suggestion.
I'm gonna have you read that, Mr. Mayor.
Question is,
Just have him read that out.
May I read it out loud?
Yeah.
Kathy Zacher, Jeff Copley, City of Rushford, Rushford, Minnesota 55971, RE, Rushford Community Center, to facilitate continuation of construction of the Rushford Community Center consisting of electrical rough-in, insulation installation, and sheetrock installation. All future payments for materials made by the City of Rushford are guaranteed to be reimbursed within 90 days from the date of the first payment for materials or when the financing for the Guardian Inn Motel LLC Rushford is finalized. Major construction contracts on the Rushford Community Center will be honored as follows. Plumbing, Plumbers Mechanical Group, Winona, Minnesota. Electric, Norman's Electric Service, Rushford, Minnesota. HVAC, Loxland's Plumbing and Heating, Rushford, Minnesota. Dated this 10th day of January 2011, Guardian Inn of Rushford, Minnesota, LLC, Thomas D. Surrey.
So he's gonna reimburse even if he doesn't get the loan?
This letter came from the conversation that you and I had this morning, and the reason I asked for that letter was because I wasn't positive that, we weren't gonna have the,
SDS?
you both are on the committee.
EDA?
EDA paid for it. And if the EDA was gonna pay for it, then we didn't really need that letter. But because we're coming to the meeting and I wanna get going so I don't lose SDS, I needed that letter. So I asked Tom, he was more than happy to give us that letter. According to what we understand, talking to Tom, is that he's gonna use the financing with the bank to show that it's $122,000 savings to him on the loan, and see if they're gonna go back in the loan and get it cheaper, or get it approved. So, with us doing this work, we're hoping it kickstarts everything back up and gets everything moving forward.
But the letter that we got copies of, to Mike Gubani, said that we are to put in $595,000 into the community center.
Okay,
How much have we put in so far?
400?
Yeah, something like that. The $595 was the amount if the FEMA, if you're using that FEMA money. Yeah, that was
If.
the number, yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's how it
this
was.
isn't
financed,
what he's
yeah.
saying here. He's saying we have to put in $595,000, whether we use FEMA money or not.
And that's probably the way the original agreement was written. This thing here, today, is that he'll pay for the material whether he gets financing or not.
But he's gonna expect us to put up, if we put in 400, he's expecting us to put up another $195,000.
can you use the time that the $122,000 is in kind, it's our share?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, and, yeah, and those numbers are all the things that he's floating around with Mike Rubani for the TIF district and the financing package for the bank, and so I'm not sure if the EDA had a recommendation after their meeting or not, or were they just listening to options? I'm not sure. Did you take any action? I don't know if the EDA took any action.
We couldn't take action because Mike McCarty had not had time to really put together
Yeah.
all of the pieces, and, you know, with Tom Serene.
Yep.
So,